Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Hare Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Gaura Hare, Gaura, Gaura, 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 Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Nitai, 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 Gauranga, Nitai, Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Nitai, 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 Gauranga, Nitai, Gauranga, Gaura Hare. Nitai, 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 Gauranga, Nitai, 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 Gauranga, Nitai, Nitai. Tani tai goranga, ni tani 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 tai gor. Ni tani 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 tai goranga, ni tani 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 tai goranga, ni tani 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 tai goranga, ni tani 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 tai goranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
It's okay. अब ठीक है. कि बजायो जया गोरा चांदे आरती को शोभा कि बजायो करोति कुशोभम् जाह्नवी तत्त्वने जगमनलोपा किपदकी निताय जात Bami Gadadara
If you start high, you will lose your voice. If you start high, don't start high.
Nikate Advityashini Vasi Chatratara Ibabosi Ache Gorachan Ratna Se Basade Arati Korera Brahma Adi Devagane Kibanarari Adi Kori Chabaradulaya Sanjaya Bakurda Basu Goshe Adigaya Hibashaka Baje Gata Baje Baje Karatala Madhura Vedagga Baje Parabarasala Madhura Vedanga Baje Parabarasala Shanka Baje Gata Baje Badur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Gata Baje Badur 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 Baje Madhur, Madhur, Madhur baje. Jaga jana mana loba. Madhur, Madhur, Madhur baje. Jaga jana mana loba. Nitai gora hari bol, hari bol, hari bol. Nitai gora hari bol. Nitai gora hari bol, hari bol, hari bol. Nitai gora hari bol. कि बहू कोटि चंद्रजीरी वादन ज्वाला गाला जैसे बना मला और जलमाला शिवा शिवा सुखदा राधा प्रेमे गता गता Pakate vedoda deke ora da tapada Pakati vidoda deke gora da tapada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Manohara Radha Manohara Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Hari Ram Sankirtan ki.
জয়নীতি লীলা প্রবিষ্টং বিশ্বপাদ পরমশপুরী ব্রাজগচার্য অষ্টত্র ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামী শ্রীলা প্রভুপাদ কি জয় জয়নীতি লীলা প্রবিষ্টং বিষ্ণুপাদ পরমশপুরী ব্রাজগচার্য অষ্টোত্তর শত ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী গোস্বামী মহারাজ শ্রীলা প্রভুপাদ কি জয় অনন্ত কোটি বৈষ্ণববৃন্দ কি জয় नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री श्री मथुरा धाम की जय श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगामयी की जय जमुनामयी की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadahine. Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha. Shilatanka Nakalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yato Yato Yamitato Narsimha. Tato Narsimha. Pahi Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narsimha Madim Sarara Prapade. Tava kara kamala varena abuta silangham dalita hiranya kashipu tanaringham kesavadirata narari rupa jagadisha hare jagadisha hare jagadisha hare. Jaya Bhakta Pralad, Bhakta Pralad, Bhakta Pralad, Jaya Bhakta Pralad. Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol, Haribol. Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Jai Bhakta Prahalad ki, Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Jai Prabhupada ki, Gaur Pramanandev Hari Hari Bol.
Okay. You want to come with me to ask for Rath Yatra? Come with me. Come.
Hare Krishna. Bienvenue à tous au festin du dimanche. Welcome everybody to our Sunday Feast Festival. We're so happy to have you with all of us. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the sponsor for today's Sunday Feast, my father, Dr. Saram. So please give him Haribol. Thank you. Most importantly, what's coming up is, who knows? Say it loud. Jai Jagannath Swami Rathayatra Mahotsav Ki Jai. So Lord Jagannath is coming back to which park this year? Jean Mans Park. Hare Krishna. So with the efforts of the devotees, we're back in our usual park this year. A little bit complicated to navigate some more regulations with the city. But thanks to the city, we're back at our home park. Same festival route this year, Milton, Saint Laurent, Montréal, like that. So we have the same, everything's going to be the same this year. We're going to make it the best festival yet to come. So without further ado, we'll also invite Samir Prabhu here to honor some of our devotees who have made sponsorships and also to request some sponsorships. As you know, Rath Yatra is our main outreach festival to reach the whole society because we're bringing Lord Jagannath to see everybody, right? And he has big eyes. Big eyes means he sees everybody. He doesn't look at your faults. He just wants you to get attracted to this spiritual movement. So, Samir Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna. So, as you know, today is also Rath Yatra in New York, and that's why many devotees have gone there to attend. But we will be having this Rath Yatra on the 4th of July, and we also like to thank all the devotees who have so far made some pledges or give donations. I'll leave their names. Dhwani Paul, $501. Riya Gupta, $51. Nanda Jivan Govinda Prabhu, $250. Mihir Chaudhary, $201. Anusri Raj, $201. And Vedavyas Prabhu, $541. So today, we like also get some more pledges and donations if you want to make this contribution for this great cause to the Rath Yatra. So I open to everybody and you can sing.
Oui, donc maintenant on va vous solliciter, on va demander à tout le monde aujourd'hui s'il peut faire leur don, tout ce qu'il peut faire pour servir le Seigneur Jagannath et pour faciliter ce festin. Donc, ce que vous pouvez faire, I'm going to ask for anybody who hasn't had a chance to donate, this is a good time to make your sankalpa in front of Lord Jagannath. Whatever you're able to do, whatever you're able to offer. So whoever feels from the bottom of your heart, if you feel like offering something to Lord Jagannath, today is a wonderful day to do it and get all the blessings of all the Vaishnavas here today. So without further ado, who would like, whatever you're able to offer, you make your sankalpa for Lord Jagannath, and you can make your donation. And we will be issuing tax receipts for the full amount. So that's very important, right? So that's how it works, yeah? Yes, Prabhuji, yeah. Yeah, no, go ahead. You can announce. Yeah, please.
So before Lord Jagannath appears on the street, we will going to have Lord Jagannath's Snan Yatra, which is on the June 20th, which is Saturday. So you're all invited to come and participate in this wonderful festival where Lord Jagannath will give his darshan, and then he will, for 2 weeks, he will going to take rest. Okay, so he will not be seen on the altar. So if you would like to have the darshan of the Lord, which is before the Rath Yatra, that will be the last darshan. So it is June 20th, 20, Saturday at 7:30 in the morning. It's a morning program. So 7:30 in the morning. Huh? 20th of June. Yeah. So you're all invited to participate in this wonderful festival. And we will have kirtan, we will have, you will see Lord Jagannath. It will go in that room upstairs. He has a special room where he will take rest for 2 weeks. And then on the day of Rath Yatra, which is July the 4th, then Lord Jagannath will appear and we will take him to the streets of Montreal. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor. June 20th, Saturday, 7:30 a.m., Lord Jagannath's Snan Yatra and Abhishek, right? Yeah, so that's a wonderful opportunity. Just like they do in Jagannath Puri, the same. Srila Prabhupada, because of Srila Prabhupada's grace, we have Rath Yatra in so many places. New York, it's 50th anniversary this year's 46th anniversary of Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. And it belongs to everything. And people don't realize that Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra is recognized by United Nations as a cultural and spiritual heritage festival around the whole world. It's appreciated. Lord Jagannath comes and he sees everybody from all the different cultures, all different backgrounds, and he's so pleased. So, who would like to make some donations today? Please, whatever you can do today, great day to make it a Sankalpa today. On the men's side, the Prabhujis, please, whoever hasn't had a chance. Yes, what is your name, sir? Keshav Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you so much. Keshav Prabhu. So you'll come and see Samir Prabhu after and let him know how you'd like to make your sponsorship. Who else? Continue on the men. Say, yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Huh? Oh, St. John's Prabhu. It's Nakul Prabhu, right? Hare Krishna. I just recognize you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Nakul Prabhu also, he runs a men's ministry where he helps men with coaching and so many different things. So he's a wonderful devotee. So we're so pleased to have him here today. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Prabhu, you'll come after and you'll offer your offering to Lord Jagannath. Thank you. Anybody else on the Prabhu's side, the men's side, who'd like to make an offering to Lord Jagannath, whatever they're able to do? Yes, Prabhuji. What's your initiated name, Prabhu? I forgot. Mangala? Mangala Das. Huh? Mangalayan Das. Yes, recently got initiated by Vaisheshika Maharaj. Yes, we're so happy, and he's doing wonderful seva and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. So Prabhuji, you'll come and see Samir Prabhu after to make your donation. Thank you. Anybody else who would like to make something, contribution on the men's side? I know many of you have already made contributions. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mother, ladies' side, please. Who would like to make some donation on ladies' side? Yes. Oh, Mataji here. She wants to make a donation. Thank you. This is Ananda Gopi's mother. She's been doing seva for so long with her whole family, serving Lord Jagannath for so many decades now. Thank you so much. Give her a round of applause and her whole family. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Please, any other on the ladies' side, if they would like to make some contribution for Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra, please don't feel shy. This is a chance for you to make your sankalpa. Thank you. Lord Jagannath is the remover of all obstacles, right, in spiritual life, right? So, please, anybody else who hasn't had a chance? And if you feel shy, yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. After you'll come, I forgot your name. I'm going to remember it after. But thank you so much. She's been coming to our temple just recently for the last month and a half. And she's inspired by Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for your contribution to Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra. So after, you'll just come and see Samir Prabhu here and make your offering. Thank you so much. So I won't take too much time. I think... Oh, very important. Okay, now that I've asked you for your money, I'm going to ask you for something more precious, your time, your seva. Because Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra requires many sevakas, okay? We require volunteers, okay? On a besoin de bénévolat pour le festin de chariot de Seigneur Jagannath, ok? Donc si tu veux faire du bénévolat durant ce festin, tu peux voir Madan Kishore Das. You can see Madan Kishore Das for anything you do. We have so many lists of seva. Everything helps Lord Jagannath's festival. Prabhuji, is there anything else? On the 19th of June, which day is it? It's a Friday. What time? 7 p.m. We will be having volunteers meeting. So put that in your calendar. Le 19 juin, vendredi à 19h, on va avoir réunion pour les bénévolats ici au temple, here at the temple. All who want to come and volunteer, please come that day to serve Lord Jagannath. And we will also have some prasadam there for them at that time. Yeah. Also, we have a sign-up sheet outside. So please write your name there, and we'll also get in touch with you there. Okay? So without further ado, today's Sunday Feast class is going to be given by His Grace Lakshminath Prabhu. And there also is going to be a newcomers tour. Amala Prabhu here, Amala Harinam Das here. He will take you around the whole temple. Any questions you have about the temple or about Hare Krishna, he's doing our newcomer-friendly tour. So that's really can't miss. So please take that opportunity to spend some time with experienced devotees. Hare Krishna. So, donc on a une tournée du temple qui est facilitée par Amala Harinam Das. Si vous êtes nouvelle dans notre temple, ok. Donc, merci beaucoup. Donc, on va commencer avec la classe du dimanche, ok? Hare Krishna.
It's more important to hear a class than to visit the temple.
If they don't know about Krishna.
Well, they'll hear the class. That's the class is for. Always inventing new things. Can't stay with the Prabhupada's program. Too complicated. That's good. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivanadari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivanadari Yasodananjana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodananjana Brajadana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivanadari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivanadari. Yasodananjana Prajajana Ranjana. Yasodananjana Prajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramsa Parivrajacharya Sutarang Shishimadis Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramsa Parivrajacharya Sutarang Shishimadis Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Go Premanandi. All glories to the Samad devotees. All glories to the Samad devotees. All glories to the Samad devotees. All glories Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasabdare Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Sarvadevi Gauravan Sharene Nivishashkana Pasacharya Satarani. So thank you for coming. One time Srila Prabhupada was doing a university engagement in Switzerland, and he was sitting on the Vyasasan. This seat here is known as a Vyasasan. It represents Srila Vyasadeva, who wrote all the Vedas. So some of the students were complaining, hey, you think you're such a big guy sitting on this big seat. So Prabhupada said, no, actually I'm fifth class person. No, you think you're first class person. No, I'm actually fifth because I'm serving everybody else. So Prabhupada said, don't bring these kind of seats in ordinary events because people don't understand what it represents. It doesn't represent me because I'm sitting here to be very great, but it represents the respect that we offer to Srila Vyasadeva, and one who sits here is supposed to be representing Srila Vyasadeva. And therefore, we have in our Krishna consciousness process the Guru, Srila Prabhupada, the Sadhu, saintly devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, and the Shastra, the scriptures. So these are the means. That way, all three have to come together in parallel line, so there's no confusion, no contradictions. So, this is chapter 10 here of the Bhagavad Gita that I will read, and it's text 10. It's a very famous verse, actually. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddha yogam tam yenamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word buddha yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord instructed Arjuna, said that he had spoken to him in many things, and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now, Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence. And Yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. It also means to unite, to yoke. When one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddha Yoga. In other words, Buddha Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this, therefore the association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, then the path is slowly but progressively traversed, and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life, but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in karma yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna, he is acting in jnana yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in bhakti yoga or buddha yoga, which is the complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engages himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain Him. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddha yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Om jnanati minandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuram tamya tasmai shigrave namaha. Kam karoti vachalam punganga higaram yat kripatamaham vande shigurum dintaranam. So, Krishna says here, of course, those who are constantly devoted to me. There's very few people of this world today. Most people don't know the need or the reason to even approach God, nor do even believe in God. We definitely live in a very atheistic society where the scientists and the leaders are always promoting evolution to be the cause of all our existence. We exist because we've evolved, which is kind of ridiculous theory to begin with, but it's a good atheistic theory to push God aside. But those who are fortunate enough, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanamam Prapadyate Vasudevam Samamiti Samahatma Sudulabaha, after many, many lives of being in the material world, trying to enjoy the fruits of this world and feeling frustrated, then they may approach Krishna. So Krishna says there's 4 kinds of people who approach him. Those who are in distress, those who are seeking wealth or some kind of substance, those who are curious, and those who are wise. These 4 kinds of people approach God. Of course, those who are wise are the best. They may keep, while the person who's seeking, opulence, as soon as he gets a job or something happens, then he forgets God. I don't need him. It's like the genie in the bottle. You rub the bottle, the genie comes out, you get your wish, it goes back in the bottle, and you forget about him. So most people think God is like that. But here, a more serious approach is being offered, because Arjuna is already a devotee of Krishna. He's already a friend of Krishna. He's actually Krishna's cousin. So they're very close. And Arjuna, in the beginning, he's already surrendered. Shishyasteham sadamam prapanyam, that I surrender unto you. Because now Arjuna, he wants to get freed of all his bewilderment. He's being confronted by this war on the Battle of Kurukshetra. And of course, as many of you know, these are all his relatives. There are 2 families who have divided, and now they're going to be having this major war. They're all military, royal, king, orderly persons, so they have huge armies, and they're going to be clashing with one another. So Arjuna is not very satisfied, thinking this is a greedy attitude, that I should be more in a mood of shanti and just let them have the kingdom, and I can just go back to the forest, because they were exiled, cheated out of a game of dice, gambling. So they already lost their kingdom for 13 years. So Arjuna is thinking, let me just go back there. But Krishna doesn't want that. He wants him to fight. And you may question why God is actually wanting Arjuna to fight, because Duryodhana is not a very saintly person, and he's a very greedy person, and therefore this is not a very good quality to be a leader. A leader must be magnanimous. He must be concerned about others more than himself. Just like they say, the captain of the ship, he sinks with the ship. He makes sure that all the passengers, everyone leaves the ship before himself. He's not the first one jumping into the little boats to get away. He sinks with the boat. So a real leader is someone who's more concerned about the welfare of others rather than himself. But Krishna tells them that if you serve me, if you engage in my devotional service, in other words, you don't want to fight because this is a personal consideration and you're thinking this will not be a good result. But if you do it on my behalf, then it will be transcendental. The activity will be no longer material, it will be transcendental. Now, what is the difference between material and spiritual? What is the difference? For Krishna, there is no difference. And often we give the example just like electricity, right? Right now, because it's hot, we're probably using electricity to operate our air condition, to cool down the house. But this winter, we were using it to heat the house, which are 2 different things. One is cooling, one is heating, but the electricity is the same. You'll get your Hydro-Quebec bill, and it won't say what purpose you use the electricity. It'll just say this is how much kilowatt you used, and this is how much you owe us, right? So for Hydro-Quebec, it's the same electricity. But for you, the way you utilize it could be for cooling or heating. So the material energy is something that is devoid of God, right? Where we try to take over the energy, we try to steal God's property, and we try to claim it to be ours. This belongs to me, and I will be the enjoyer. While spiritual energy is when we add God to it. When God is included, it becomes spiritual. Actually, everything's already spiritual. We can't really remove God from the equation. But in our illusion, as the verse says, Prakriti kriyamanani gunar karmane sarvasaha ahankara vimudatma kartahangiti manyate. That out of our ego, the false ego identifying ourselves with these bodies, we think we can control this world. And this is a little bit the difference between Vedic culture and Western culture. Vedic culture means that I understand there's God, I understand there's suffering in this world, and therefore let me make an effort to get out of here and go back to where I belong. Because I'm like a fish out of water. As long as I'm out of the water, nothing can satisfy me. Right? I have to be back in my element. That is the spiritual energy. Material Western society thinks we will solve all the problems. We're perfect, and we're going to make this world perfect. And we'll hatch out all the different problems. We'll analyze it. We'll study it. We'll have research. And then we'll find a solution. And we'll solve this problem. And then, there's another problem? Okay, we'll solve it. And we've been trying to do that for more than 50 years or if longer, inventing all sorts of ways. And then we establish a law to protect this and a law to do this. And like when they started the cell phones, we all remember the beginning of cell phones. You could drive and have your cell phone. But then there was accident. Okay, we banned the cell phones. You can't drive with the cell phone anymore. If you get caught, you'll get a fine. So now we've solved this problem. So they're constantly trying to solve the problems. But the difficulty is this material world is a place of suffering. And Krishna says, padam padam navi padam natesham. At every step, there's going to be misery. Every step you take, you're going to find misery. And you meet someone on the street or a friend, you say, how you doing? I'm great. And after saying that, he'll start telling you all his miseries. Pay attention to that, you'll see. The person will say, yeah, I'm great, but this is happening, that's happening. Then they'll start describing all their misery. The illusion is I think I'm great, but the reality is I'm not. Because I'm sure if I went around this room, everyone could explain their misery, what they're going through. Some are more serious, of course. Some are more, it's all relative, but something is there. Either my dad has got cancer, is about to die, or my child is this, or I lost my job, or this, or that, or this, or that. And ultimately, the ultimate misery is we're going to leave these bodies, we're going to die. So that's the reality. And why is it like that? Sometimes people blame God and say, well, if God is all-powerful, He should create a world that we can all live and be happy. So if He's not doing that, that means He's not all-powerful, or He's not all love. He says here we should love Him, but how much is He loving us? We're miserable, we're suffering, we're going through so many difficulties. There's wars on this planet, there's starvation, there's people living in the tents on Notre Dame here. You don't have to go very far. You walk a couple of blocks, you'll see tons of people living in tents because they can't afford to live anywhere else. So why is God doing that? God's not doing anything. We're doing it. We've put ourselves in a position that causes our own misery. We've placed ourselves in a situation, just like in the winter, you can't blame anything. We're staying in Canada and we're subject to winter, but you can go to Florida. You don't have to stay here. You could go to other countries which are much warmer. But are you going to blame the sun for the fact that it's not dissipating enough heat in the winter? It has nothing to do with the sun. It's just the way the planet is turning that all of a sudden you have winter. And then it turns again, and then you have summer. And then you say, oh, it's too hot now. Right? So we've placed ourselves in the material world, but we're not supposed to be here. We're supposed to be in the spiritual world. We're like a fish out of water, and we're trying to find some pleasure. And we think by our inventing economic development and all sorts of environmental considerations and, medical progress and technology, all these things will bring happiness. But they're not going to do anything because, again, we're in the material world. So to get out of that, one who understands that there's suffering in the material world, he's not going to necessarily try to solve the problems here. He's going to try to solve how to get out of here, how to act in such a way that I don't get karma. Karma means for every action, there's a reaction. So if we can stop the reactions, then we don't have to come back here and take birth again in the cycle of samsara, birth and death. This is not the first time we've come here. We've been here many, millions of lifetimes in so many different forms, either human or trees or everything that's living has a soul. And that soul is evolving from one species to the other, coming ultimately to the human form. And the human form is a great privilege because it offers us the opportunity to get out. It's like the prison. You have solitary confinement, that's like trees, and then you have probation, which allows a person, if he conducts himself properly, to get out of the criminal or judicial system. So human form of life is a very great privilege. There are 8,400,000 species that exist, and there's 400,000 that are human, of different qualities. So human form of life is the only form that we can question life. Who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I suffering? Right? Why do I have to go old? Why do I have to die? What happens after death? These are actually questions that human beings should be inquiring about. And then there is answers that we find in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna explains these things to Arjuna. So by understanding that first of all, I'm a spirit soul, I'm not this body. And therefore, if I just try to satisfy the demands of the body, it's like trying to mix water and oil. Right? You take oil and water, put it in the bottle, and you'll shake it. And it may seem that it's mixing, but as soon as you put the bottle there, the oil will come back to the surface, because water and oil don't mix. So us, the soul within the body, and the body itself are not mixing. It's just an illusion that we think we're mixing. We think that we're this body and we're doing all sorts of things. And at the time of death, what happens is the soul leaves the body, and we say the person is dead. So what was giving life, what was the battery of the body, was the soul. And you can be an atheist or you can be atheistic. But there's a difference between someone alive and someone who's dead. No one can argue between someone who's alive and someone who's dead. Doesn't matter what faith or atheistic or whatever you believe in science and evolution, you believe in religion and God, the reality is something happens at the time of death. Now, if it's evolution, we say find the chemicals and put it back in the body. Just like a car. Your engine blows, your transmission jumps, your battery dies, just put a new battery, fix the engine, you can always fix the car and bring it back to a running state. But we can't do that with this body. There's no scientist in the world that's been able to bring a dead person back to life. So what the Vedas say is actually the spirit soul has left the body. Now, based on the consciousness at the time of death, and the activities that we perform, which is called guna and karma. Guna means the desire, the ambitions that we have, right? What we're trying to achieve. And karma means the activities we've performed will determine our next life, what body we will get in our next life. So, all this to say that we can transcend all this. We can avoid all this repetition of birth and death and the hassles of living in this material world. Not by trying to attain perfection in this world through technology and money and so forth, but by transcending. And transcending means to connect with that person who is transcendental, which is God, which is Krishna. Krishna means the reservoir of pleasure. So we're looking for pleasure, and the reservoir of that pleasure is God. He's the source of all pleasure. And because we're little parts of God, for God to be complete, he has to be the biggest, known as Bhagavan. And he has to be the smallest, known as Anu. Therefore, God is complete. He's the biggest and the smallest. And because he's the smallest, this is us. We're little sparks of God. And because God is full and happy, we're also looking for happiness. And because God is eternal, we're also looking to be eternal. No one wants to die. Right? You would think, well, that's part of evolution. We should all accept that takes place, and it's just natural. No one accepts that. No one wants to die, right? Unless you're extremely miserable and then you commit suicide, but that's another situation. But most people, no one wants to die, right? That's why the hospitals are full of patients. Everyone is hoping and praying, the doctor, please cure me. Whatever's ailing me, whatever's disease I have, please try to cure me. Because we're eternal. And we are full of knowledge. The soul is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. It is full of knowledge, it's full of bliss, and it is eternal. And if you look at everyone, no one wants to die. Right? Everyone is looking for pleasure. And everyone is curious. We're always asking questions about different things. We want to get information because the soul naturally has these qualities. Now it's covered by this body. It's like a cloud covering the sun. So to remove all that, Krishna says, if you associate with me, if you think of me, you'll come to me. But you have to think of me in the form of love. Kamsa was always thinking of Krishna. When Kamsa was driving the chariot, when his sister Devaki was married to Vasudeva, it was a very festive occasion. But he heard a voice in the sky that came from Narada Muni saying that Kamsa, you're such a fool that you're driving your sister's chariot now that she's married, but you don't know that our 8th child will be the cause of your death. So immediately Kamsa grabbed his sister and was going to kill her. Right? Vasudeva pacified him and said, well, we don't have any children right now. Who knows? We may never have that many children anyway. So Kamsa was pacified. But all along he was thinking of Krishna. Because Narada reminded him that in your previous life, Kamsa, you were Kalanemi. And you fought with Krishna and Krishna killed you. And he's going to come in this life and he's going to kill you again. So Kamsa was thinking of Krishna all the time. But unfortunately, it wasn't favorable. You know, when someone has insulted you, when someone you feel you got it, treated unjustly, you may want to seek justice, you may want to seek revenge, you may want to see something. So you're thinking of this person, right? How am I going to get even with this guy, this woman, whoever that person is? Sometimes people go to court and they fight, battle it out. So it's very intense. You're always thinking of this person. So Kamsa was like that. He was intensely. So Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Devotion describes this attitude of Kamsa. He compares that intensity should be there, but in a favorable way, where we actually start loving Krishna. And how do you love someone? Right? How do you develop love for someone? Well, first you start associating with that person. You meet that person somewhere. You start exchanging conversation. You start appreciating the person, right? And then you want to meet that person again. And gradually, then you start doing things together, exchanging service. And then, as that person reveals himself, you reveal yourself, that is known as Dadati Pratinigrati. Rupa Goswami describes that amongst Vaishnavas, you reveal your mind, you accept the person's revelation of his mind, right? You exchange gifts and service, you offer food, prasadam, and you accept prasadam. These are the loving exchange. So devotees do that with Krishna. And that's why Krishna comes in the form of a murti. He appears so we can see him, we can offer service to him, we can dress him, we can feed him. Not that God needs these things, but we need to render service, we need to do something, right? Because we are servants, we're not masters. Everyone is a servant. Because we're not swarat, we're not fully independent. We are nityabada, we're conditioned in this material world. And nityabada means two things. It means we are put in the condition, we may like the conditions we're in, we may not like it, and we're constantly tossing to try to improve the circumstance we are in, and we're trying to unite things that if I had things, I would be happy. Oh, if I was married, I'd be happy. If I had a child, I'd be happy. If I had a car, I'd be happy. If I had a job, I'd be happy. We're constantly trying to mentally perceive that if I had money, if I had this, things that we're missing all the time, right? So this nityabada, we're conditioned to try, we're always trying to meet conditions that will so-called bring happiness to our lives. So, unlike Krishna, Krishna is swarat, he's totally independent. He's atmaram, he's self-satisfied. He doesn't need anybody. You know, even when he produced Lord Brahma, he didn't need Lakshmi. Brahma came out of his lotus flower from his navel, and Brahma appeared on that lotus. So Krishna doesn't even need Lakshmi to produce children, to produce. He's self-satisfied. And by associating with Krishna, we also can become Atmaram. We can also become self-satisfied. Where the material energy, the imposition of the material energy will dissipate itself. Why? Krishna describes that this whole world can be reduced to the size of a calf hoofprint. Just like you have a calf and the hoofprint is very small. So this world appears very big, but it's really an abstract world. It's very insignificant. But because our consciousness is so absorbed in this world, it's all in all, it's all encompassing. And why is our consciousness absorbed in this world? Because we value it. We think this world will give me pleasure. If I don't have this body, I can't be happy. I need this body to be happy. Therefore, I'm very attached to this body. Then I'm attached to things that are the extension of this body. My wife, my children, my country, my this, my that, to the point where people even go to war and get themselves killed for the name of, my country. You know? This is something very proud. Oh, I have to go and defend my country and get killed in the process. So all this attachment is based on how we value things. So the more we value, we change our value system. What we value now, based on the information and the experiences we have, we value certain things. But as we become Krishna conscious, we gather knowledge and we experience something else. And that pleasure, that satisfaction, you can compare it and you say, well, I get more pleasure here than here. Therefore, I'm going to alter my sense, my values. I would prefer doing these activities. I would prefer worshiping Krishna. I would prefer chanting Hare Krishna than doing these other things. So when you start valuing something, then you start paying attention to it. And therefore, because your consciousness is fixed on these things that have value, the other things become insignificant. It doesn't mean you become blind, but you become blind to it. You see it, but it has no real importance. Just like a child, the child will see so many things, but because it has no information, has no experience, it doesn't really pay much attention to it. While us, we have other experience and other knowledge, therefore certain things will pay a lot more attention to it. And I often give this example that if you give a $100 bill to a child, he doesn't know the value. So you can exchange that practically with anything. A little toy, a little piece of gum or whatever, and the child will gladly give you that $100 because he has no understanding of what the value is. But an adult won't do that. If you give $100 to an adult, he immediately put it in his pocket because he knows the value of $100. So everything is based on value. So where is our value? And that value is based on experience and knowledge. What do I know? What have I experienced? So therefore, Krishna consciousness is not a kind of fate, because fate can change. But Krishna consciousness, what we're presenting here, is called Dharma. And Dharma means occupation. It's just like Dharma, the Dharma of fire is heat. You can't have fire and it's cold. Fire will burn. Salt is salty. If you mix sugar, if you make some cookies and instead of putting sugar in it, you put salt, it'll be very apparent. And if you make a soup and you put sugar there, it'll be very apparent. People won't like your soup and they won't like your cookies. They'll say, there's something wrong here. What, you put salt in cookies and you put sugar in soup? No, both are white, salt and sugar, and sometimes it's easy to mix them. But they have their own unique quality. And what is the unique quality of us? What is our quality? Is that we're servants. And based on what value we give, we're prepared to serve. Just like because I value money, I'm prepared to go to work and serve the boss. And if at one point I feel I'm not getting enough money or the circumstances are not very favorable, I'll quit that job and I'll go somewhere else. I'm not necessarily loyal to the job and the boss. I'm loyal to the fact that he gives me money. But if he doesn't pay me at the end of the week, I won't be working there for very long. I expect something from what I'm doing, right? Now, why do I want money? Well, because that allows me to buy all the stuff that stimulates my senses, and I value my senses, right? I value my tongue. My tongue wants to taste beautiful things. I value my eyes, they want to see beautiful things. I value my ears, they want to hear beautiful music, right? So people are stimulating their senses, but actually they're servants of their senses, right? So we call that Godas, servant of the senses. We're not Goswami, master of the senses. When the senses say, go here, oh, let me go here. Let me serve my senses this way or that way. And the more I can serve my senses, this is known as material progress. This is a sign of look at the car I'm driving, look at the house I'm living, look how much opulence I have, look how much facility I have to serve my senses. But the problem with that is the more I identify with my senses, the more I serve my senses, I identify with this body. And because I identify with the body, at the time of death, I'll reincarnate and take another body. And I'll continue the cycle of birth and death. So Vedic culture is opposite. You restrain the senses. When Lord Brahma came, the words he heard was tapa, tapasya, austerity. He didn't hear gratification. That wasn't the word he heard. He heard tapasya. Restrain yourself from all sinful gratification. You know? And because you limit yourself, right, it's like if you don't use your car for a while, you'll notice that the brakes will rust, right? So when you have rusted metal, if you take a magnet, it won't stick to it. But when it's shiny metal, it'll stick to it. So the more we stimulate our senses, we're always shining the senses, we're always agitating the senses, and the senses want more and more. Take, for example, if you eat salt. If you eat salt all the time, you have one point you don't really taste it. You need to add a little bit more salt, right? Most people eat too much salt because we don't taste it after a while. We become saturated, right? So Vedic culture is to restrain the senses so that we don't identify with the body. We identify with the soul within the body. We act in such a way through the process of devotional service. Now here Krishna is saying that if you render service unto me, so there are 9 processes of devotional service, 9 ways of serving Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing about Krishna, speaking about Krishna, remembering Krishna, bowing down to Krishna, worshiping Krishna, offering gifts to Krishna. There are 9 processes that one can take to develop this love, to associate with Krishna and gradually develop this love for Krishna. And by having developed this love for Krishna, we'll naturally get detached from this material world, which is really the cause of our suffering. The material world is the cause of the suffering. We think that we can make improvements on this world and we'll solve all the problems, but there's more problems now than ever. We've invented a car. It was supposed to be fantastic. Now it's like, we got to get rid of the car because it's causing too much pollution. Oh, we'll invent the electric car. But that electric car will also create problems because you got these batteries in it and you got all sorts of other things. You got tires that run on the asphalt. So all these microscopic particles of rubber floats in the air, right? We breathe this stuff and then we wonder why we have cancer. Well, we got all these different things that we invent, all these different chemicals. We spray the grass with chemicals so that we remove the weeds. We want nice golf lawn grass, right? But meanwhile, it's killing all the bees and other insects that we need. So all these so-called solutions, because it's material, there's a counterpart. You create, as the Chinese say, if you, how did they say it? If you dig a hole? I forget the saying. They have a wonderful saying, but I forget now. Anyway, we see how they build a house, they build something, tear it down, build another one, and it's constantly building and destroying, right? So this is the nature of the material world. Material world is not in the process of evolution. We don't see that. We see there's a process of devolution. Things are going to be destroyed gradually, and we have to strain to maintain them. This building is not evolving. This building is gradually destroying. We just redid the floor here. Why? Because the old floor got, eventually after 40 years, got destroyed, finished. The tiles couldn't hold, so we had to change it. So we're constantly having to, your car, after 10, 15 years, is not growing, it's not evolving, it's destroying. It's going through a destructive process, not an evolutionary process. So we see that with our very eyes, although they may try to fool us by this knowledge of evolution, but we don't see that. We don't see evolution. Everything has already been created by God, right? Everything is already there. And why they're all there is because we have different desires, and to fulfill those desires, God gives us different bodies that will facilitate those particular desires, and also based on the activity that we've performed. So, if we read Bhagavad Gita, if we at least have no prejudice, if we have an open mind, we will run to read Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna himself spoke the Bhagavad Gita, and we'll find very interesting things, many things that will answer maybe many of the questions that all of us have been asking for so long. And then based on that, we'll value what is being said, and then because we value it, we'll want to apply ourselves to it. And by applying ourselves to it, we'll see the results. We'll see that by chanting Hare Krishna, we become not just happy, we become ecstatic, we become very self-satisfied, we become Atmaram. And Lord Chaitanya said the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, which is one of the means to connect with God, to associate with God, to eventually develop love for God, he says it's Anandam Buddhivardhanam, it's an ocean of nectar. Because God is unlimited, so he can give us unlimited satisfaction. We're trying to satisfy ourselves amongst ourselves, establish friendship and social involvement and all that, but we're limited. So how much pleasure can we really give each other? That's pretty limited. But if you connect with God, you'll have unlimited satisfaction, unlimited, more than you can even dream of. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I'll ask for questions. That's the great part of this. I love questions. So please have questions. Yes. Hare Krishna. Not sure if I hear it. Right. Yeah. In the Grihastha ashram, you're supposed to know the difference. Yeah, well, yeah, we're aiming to understand we're not the body, but we have the body. So we have to use the body. We can't artificially try to be something else or neglect what we already have. So Krishna consciousness is not a rejection of something, but it's a utilization of something, right? Just like a knife. A knife can be very good, right? If you've got some cancer, heart problem, you'll be willingly open for the surgeon to come and operate. But he's got a knife, he's going to cut you. But he's going to do it in a merciful way to save your life. While a thief will also have a knife, and you'll be running for your life because he wants to kill you. So the knife is not the problem, it's the consciousness by which the knife is being used. So it's not a question of man or woman. We're not trying to reject the body. God has given me a male body, he's given you a female body. Wonderful. Use it in God's service. Don't reject it. We're not trying to reject it, we're trying to utilize it. The problem is that most of the time we misuse this body for selfish aims and get ourselves in trouble with intoxication and gambling, all sorts of bad activities, because we have nothing better to replace it with. So what we're trying to do is replace it with something better. And therefore, just like if I fill a cup, nothing can go in. There's no ink that can go in. But if the cup is half empty, any garbage can come in because the glass is empty. So we're trying to fill ourselves with some spiritual values so when the material energy comes to influence us, right? Like they say, the devil made me do it. Well, you let the devil come in, right? Because the door was open. Yeah. So don't let that come in, but you have to fill the door. You have to lock the door. You have to fill the glass. That way nothing bad will come in. That, yeah. Questions? Yes? Well, yeah, there's Varnashram, there's Brahmachari, which is a male celibacy life. Then there's Grihastha, married life. Then Vanaprastha, retired life. And then Sannyas, renounced life. So, of course, there's a social structure that is there in Varnashram to keep the peace. So that everyone knows, just like when you're driving on the highway, you got to stay in your lane. If you start zagging, going also, we see someone doing that, we think this guy's crazy, he's going to cause an accident. Stay in your lane. But he's thinking, I'm going to go here and then go there and I'll beat the traffic and I'm going to go but yeah, you may end up killing someone in that process. So it's better you stay in your lane. So whatever lane you've chosen in your life, stick with that and utilize it. Because there's no material impediment. Nothing is impeding our ability to serve God except ourselves. Yes. You'll have to speak louder because I can't hear it. Yeah, Krishna says that I'm the doer, but he's doing it based on your desires. So he's allowing you. He's a doer, but he's allowing you because you have freedom. Love is not something that can be imposed. I can't put a gun to your head and say, you're going to love me. Right? You'll say you love me, but that's artificial. Right? So Krishna gives freedom to everybody to act, just like society. Society gives everyone freedom. Some people end up going to university and some people end up in jail. Is that the fault of the government? The government has all power. They have the police, they have the army. But how is it that some people end up in jail? Well, because they acted in that way, right? They could have gone to university or they could have got an honest job, but they decided to commit a crime. So you can't blame the government for that. So you can't blame God for people's activity. Especially human beings, we have the intelligence to know from right and bad, from good or right and wrong. That's the minimum that a human being should have. He should know this is okay, this is right, and this is not okay, this is wrong. And therefore, if he gets punished, well, that's his own doing. So Krishna, yeah, he controls everything, he does everything, but based on our particular desire. In other words, he gives us the freedom to act. And then what we do with that freedom, that's up to us. Other questions? Please, bring some questions. I think we have some new people here. You might have some questions. Or yes. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we can either gratify our senses or we can control our senses. And how do we go about by controlling the senses? Well, first it's by knowledge, jnana. From jnana comes vairagya. If you have proper knowledge, first, like if you understand you're not this body, then the question will be, well, why am I serving this body if I'm not this body? And how much do I need to serve it? I don't want to starve and die, but I have to eat and become obese, right? But why do people overeat, or do so many things? Because they have nothing else to replace it. They're looking for pleasure. So if you invest yourself in Krishna consciousness, you'll experience a pleasure that will compensate where you don't need to satisfy your senses, because now you're engaged in something that's a lot more satisfying. And because that will be so satisfying, it'll occupy so much of your time that you won't have time to do other things. You won't find the time because why should I do this when I'm chanting Hare Krishna, right? It's just like, let's say there's a hockey game. Okay, everyone likes to watch hockey, but if you have an exam tomorrow, and this is a final exam, what are you going to do? You're going to go watch a hockey game or you're going to study, right? Because the consequence of not studying is a lot more. This may implicate your life. If you pass, great. If you don't, if you fail, you may have to start the whole year. Watching a hockey game, okay, it's entertainment. But whoever wins is not going to change anything in your life. So people do a lot of whimsical things like that that doesn't change anything in their life. Meanwhile, they're dying. The things they should be doing. The boat is sinking like the Titanic. The Titanic, they were so impressed by this boat that the boat was sinking, people didn't even believe it. They were still dancing and playing music. Right? That's why so many died, because they didn't prepare themselves. Right? So the human form of life, we know where we're going, no matter who we are. We're going towards death. So it's intelligent to say, how am I going to prepare myself for that? Just like people have life insurance, they have car insurance, they have fire insurance. Why? Maybe it never happened, but just in case, it's better to be insured. But for sure we're going to die, and people do nothing about it. That's the unfortunate nature. And when the Yaksha was asking Mars, Yudhisthira, what is the most amazing thing of this world? Yudhisthira answered that everyone's going to die, but no one's doing anything about it. That's the most amazing thing, right? We think it's going to happen to somebody else, right? You go on the highway and you're on the other side of the traffic, you see a big accident, the ambulance are there, and everyone's slowing down and looking, and 2 minutes later, they're back at 120, thinking that that's not going to happen to me. It happened to this guy, yeah, but not me? Forget it. So that's the illusion of this world, fortunately. So yeah, based on how much knowledge you get and how convinced you are, then you'll start acting upon it. And as you act upon it and you experience it, that will build more conviction, and therefore you'll apply yourself even more to it. Okay, now it's time for prasadam. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.